Hey everyone, welcome to this short practice. I'm going to share a warm-up for the body from the fingertips to the toe tips. That is quite a creative way to access different parts of your body. And we're going to start standing. So we take feet comfortably apart, feet are broad, holding your weight, knees are soft. We bring the arms up overhead and we simply start by opening and closing the hands. And the sense of the fingers alive, you can take your eyes up to your fingers and see how they can move independently of each other. Fingers can stretch apart, fingers can curl in, you can make fists. Keeping the movement in your fingers, you can start to explore movement through your wrists. Wrists which can circle, wrists which might make little sounds as you help to release gas bubbles from inside the joints. Hands can move independently of one another. You could look up again and see how the hands seem to have stories in them, how they can converse with each other. And keeping the movements in the wrists, we start to explore the elbows. Elbows which could bend and straighten. Elbows which you could rotate. Elbows can point up, elbows can point down. But notice now that the source of this movement is actually in your shoulders. So you can begin to move the shoulders. Shoulders can internally rotate, shoulders can externally rotate. And then notice how that translates all the way through to your fingers. You could find a bit of synchronization, waving through the shoulders. Or you could move them at the same time, both forwards and both back. Notice your spine has begun to move. So as you move your shoulders, allow your spine to get involved, specifically the upper spine. The ribs can move as well. Feel how you're bringing everything into motion. Fingers are still alive, wrists, elbows, shoulders, spine. Let's travel down the spine to access the hips. Hips can sway side to side, again, quite clicky often, especially if this is the first movement you're doing in the morning. And you can still access fingertips, you can still access shoulders, spine is moving, ribs are moving, pelvis is moving. And then we can drop down into the knees. Notice how the knees can move independently of each other. One can be straight, one can be bent. And can we stay connected to the fingers, stay connected to the elbows, the shoulders, the spine, the hips, and the knees. Travel down towards your ankles. Ankles can lift and lower and twist. And still, we've got everything in motion. Your body is like a liquid body. All these joints filled with synovial fluid that we are starting to move around, lubricating the joints from within. And from the ankles, we can move towards the toes. Toes can point and turn over onto the ground. Toes can lift and spread. Just like we were working with the fingers, you might take your eyes down to your toes and acknowledge how they are moving, the expressiveness in your toes. Feel your whole body in movement now. Whole body, liquid movement. You can bend down low, checking out how your knees are feeling. You can travel back up. We'll just take 3 more breaths, feeling the whole body in movement. And then bring yourself into a forward fold, just dangling your spine. Your head heavy. Come down into a squat. You can have your hands on the ground, your head heavy. And then re-extending your legs. You can take a halfway lift, which is to extend your spine, lengthening, looking forwards. Exhale, bend your knees, and then slowly roll up through your spine, little articulations through the joints in your spine. Looping your shoulders up, back and down. Arriving in a standing position, you can bring your hands beneath your belly button, you can bring your feet together. Perhaps closing your eyes as you settle into your feet. Deep full breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathing in through your nose, opening your eyes as you sigh out. And then you can take a look around and feel your aliveness. And having accessed your body, we now can step back into the rest of the day. Thank you for joining, and much love.